Chief Downing family, EXO, and friends of Chief Downing. I don't even know where to start. I'm sure there's many of you like that out there right now. Last Saturday marked my 7th year in the Navy. I'm actually proud to say that I've served 6 of those with Chief Downing. Or as many of you have probably heard Chief Downing's words, we served in the last 3 commands. Every time I heard this, whether it was in Chief's way of helping me meet new higher leadership or meet new shipmates that were passing through M2 3032, I always thought it was kind of humorous that as an A school instructor, he considered me as a student being part of his command. As many of you know, Chief Downing was an A school instructor, and I was just poor Airman Wagner from nowhere, Iowa. He was my mentor in Pensacola, and always thought I was acting better than him for acting so tall. Thanks to Chief Downing, I have many sea stories about my experience at A school. I graduated A school just barely slipping by the radar of Chief Downing and made it to the fleet. No more than 5 months goes by, and who checks on board the ship but Chief Downing himself. Again, I would not have the sea stories I have to this day if it wasn't for Chief Downing. My Master Chief on board my ship then told me, hey, if you're going to instructor duty, whether it's in Pensacola or Jacksonville, I'm going to make it happen, and he did. But who comes checking it 5 months later but Chief Downing? Which again was funny to me because he insisted on telling everybody that he followed me, or I followed him everywhere, so he could keep me in check and keep me in line. Chief Downing has been a huge part of my family's life. I remember when it was his birthday, and he said he didn't want to do anything. So who showed up to Hooters but 3032 themselves? We all had a great time. They were the best of times. It was all for his birthday. It was all for him. We all went and we decided that we were going to split the bill and everything like that for Chief Downing because it was his birthday. That's why we were there. But the bill was already paid. That's just the type of person he was. He truly just cared. He acted so hard at times, but at the end of the day, he did care about whoever it was, even myself included. Even here at CNET UJAX, I wouldn't have the sea stories I have right now without Chief Downing. Bottom line, there's been many times Chief Downing has had my back, whether it was personal or professional, positive or negative. He was a leader that cared. He was a character and had a way of spicing up things when they were a little bit dull. I'm going to miss that. Everywhere we went and everything we did made up sea stories that make up a part of the book of Chief Downing. May his memories always bring us joy and not sadness, because nobody loved having a good time like Chief Downing. I offer my deepest condolences to Chief Downing's family and friends. I know he is here watching over us today and always. Until we meet again. Thank you, guys.
Wow, that was a good speech.
I'm going to say a few words about way. Not just keep long enough. Where do I start with Chief Downing? Or otherwise known as Lil Wayne. I became good friends with Wayne when I was moved over to his building to take over the USW schoolhouse. I'm saying his building because I was confronted by him shortly after getting over there. Now, some of the taller sailors and Marines will know what I'm talking about. His MO was to look for the biggest guy in the room, and Jeff Jackson sitting there shaking his head up and down. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. And walk right up to him, usually up to about belly button level, or maybe chest, depending on how tall you were. And make sure that you knew he was there and that he wasn't intimidated by you. That was a part of who he was. A little bit of Napoleon syndrome. But that's okay. And then I had the pleasure to get to know his family.
And his wonderful children, Ethan and Robin. And the woman who stole his heart, Jen. They were married back in November. And together had their little angel, Phoebe, this past June. And it took him almost 50 years to have a family. But he got it right the first time. How will I remember Aviation Support Clinic? Chief Wayne Leroy Downey. That played chief. Excuse me. Love to talk to and mentor sailors, staff and students, it didn't matter. Man was stubborn as the days long. As was mentioned before, terrific sense of humor. Good friend, dedicated father, loving husband. And I did mention stubborn. I need to be mentioned a few more times. Rest in peace, buddy. I know you're looking down on us now with a smile on your face, watching your Ohio State Buckeyes at the Hooters up there.